Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from amandacrochets.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful striped shell baby blanket. This baby blanket measures 31 inches across by 51 inches long. However, I will give you the chain multiple if you would like to make this baby blanket a different size. I will also give you the color choices that I used, as well as how many rows I did to complete this striped baby blanket. So for this striped baby blanket, I used a series of 5 different colors. So I have my main color here, which is the white, and then in between I did the different colors. So I did Robin's Egg, Orchid, Sunshine, and Soft Pink. And I kind of just did this striping pattern because I really wanted to just use up some extra yarn I had lying around, as well as just make a really nice and pretty baby blanket. So I used all those different colors like I said, and I made it into a shell design. The shell stitch is probably one of my favorite stitches that I've ever made, or that I've ever used, so I really enjoy making that a lot. So again, this is the striped shell baby blanket. You can use any different colors that you want to make your stripes. You can make it all the same color stripes. So say if you really like this blue, you can make the stripes all that color. You can make this geared more for a baby boy if you would like, or a baby girl, or just anything in between. You can even make this in a larger throw blanket size in order to match your home decor. And then what I did is, in the middle of my blanket, I did this nice block of solid white color. And then on the opposite side of my blanket, I just repeated the colors so it's the same on both sides. So I hope you like this tutorial, and I hope you give this tutorial a try. So let's move on to the materials that you need, as well as how many different chains that you will need to complete today's striped shell baby blanket. So for today's tutorial, you're going to need a size H 5mm crochet hook, and you're also going to need 5 different colors. So I'm using Caron Simply Soft for this baby blanket. So you're going to need 4 skeins of white, or your main color. So again, this is Caron Simply Soft in white. And if we can get a little bit closer, I can tell you all about this yarn. Now, if you wanted to use a different acrylic yarn, you are more than welcome to. This is just the yarn that I like to use. And this is classified as a 4 medium weight yarn. And the recommended hook size is a US H8 or 5mm. This is machine washable and dryable. And it is 100% acrylic. Each skein is 6 ounces or 170.1 grams. It's 315 yards or 288 meters. So again, you're going to need 4 skeins of white. You're going to need 1 skein of your first color, and I used Robin's Egg. You're going to need 1 skein of your next color, and this one is called Sunshine. You're going to need 1 skein of your third color, which I used Soft Pink. And finally, 1 skein of your last color, which I used is Orchid. So you're going to need, again, 4 skeins of your main color, which I used white, and then 1 skein each of your 4 stripe colors. Okay, so to begin your striped shell baby blanket, you're going to make a chain. And for my baby blanket, I ended up making 133 chains. Now again, if you want to change the size of your baby blanket into a bigger blanket, or even make it a little bit smaller, all you're going to do is make a chain that is a multiple of 6 plus 1. So that means you're going to take any number and multiply it by 6, and then at the very end you're going to add 1 more chain to keep everything in balance. Now again, if you wanted to make the same size blanket that I used, or that I made, you're going to need to make a chain of 133. Now for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to be making a smaller sample. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 6 times 4, which is 24 plus 1. So a total of 25 chains. So to make your chain, you're going to yarn over your hook and pull through that loop on your hook. And again, I'm starting with the white. So hopefully you can see the chains with this darker colored background. So I'm going to make 25 chains, and if you're going to follow along and make the same size blanket, again you want to chain 133. So again, yarn over your hook and pull through that loop on your hook, and that is your chain. So continue until you have 133 chains, or if you have another chain that you would like to make a different size blanket. Okay, once you have your length or your width that you would like for your blanket, you are going to make 2 double crochets into the 4th chain from your hook. So the loop on your hook does not count. You're going to count 4 chains from your hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in that 4th chain, you're going to make 2 double crochets. So yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that 4th chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that completes your first double crochet. Next, you're going to make another double crochet into that same chain space. So again, yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that same chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 2 double crochets into that same chain, and then what happens is that chain 3 that you skipped becomes your 3rd double crochet. So you should have chain 3, which is your first double crochet, as well as 2 double crochets. Now if you're a beginner, I highly recommend using a stitch marker and putting it in the top of that chain 3. That way you know what the last stitch of your row is, or the first stitch of your row rather. Next, you're going to skip 2 stitches, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into that next stitch. So this is the chain that you just went in. You're going to skip 2 chains, so 1 and 2, and in the chain after that, you're going to make a single crochet. So to make a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops, and that is your single crochet. Now this is going to be the start of your repeat. So next what you're going to do is you're going to again skip 2 chains, and in the chain after that you're going to make 5 double crochets all in that chain, in that same chain space. So again, skip 2 chains, and in the chain after that you're going to make 5 double crochets, and the 5 double crochets are going to form your shell stitch. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, you're going to skip 2 chains, so 1 and 2, and in the chain after that, you're going to make a single crochet. Okay, so you're going to repeat this all the way across. So again, you're going to skip 2 chains, so 1 and 2, and in the chain after that, you're going to make 5 double crochets, and again, that's going to be your shell. After you make your shells, you're going to skip 2 chains, and you're going to make a single crochet in the next chain. And you're going to repeat this all the way across until you get to the very end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So skip 2 chains, and the chain after that, make a single crochet. And again, you're going to repeat this all the way across. So skip 2 chains, the chain after that, again, you're going to make 5 double crochets. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you're going to repeat this all the way across until you have 3 chains remaining. You're going to skip 2 chains, and in that very last chain you're going to make a single crochet. And again, if you're a beginner, I highly recommend putting a stitch marker in that very last stitch, so that way you know what the last stitch of your row is, and as you make more rows you can go ahead and move that stitch marker up. So this is what your first row should look like, and again, when you have those shells, they kind of poke up a little bit. Very beautiful stitch. So to move on to row 2, you're going to go ahead and chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and then turn your work. And now in that very first stitch, which is going to be right here, it's that single crochet from the previous row, you're going to make 2 double crochets in that very first stitch. So 1 and 2, and that chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet, so go ahead and put a stitch marker in the top of that chain 3. Next, you're going to skip the next 2 double crochets, so 1 and 2, and then in that middle, so that third double crochet of your shell from the row below, you're going to make a single crochet. So because you have 5, you're going to basically just go right in the middle, so you're going to see 1 here and 1 in the end, 1 in the middle, 1 in the middle, and in the very middle you have your third double crochet. So always make sure you go on that third double crochet right in the middle of your shell stitch and make a single crochet. Just like that. Okay, next you're going to skip 2 double crochets, and in that single crochet, which is going to be right here, you're going to make 5 double crochets. So basically what you want to do for the shell stitch is you want your stitches to offset one another, so that way the shells are right next to each other as opposed to on top of one another. Okay, then you're going to skip 2 double crochets, and in that third double crochet you're going to make a single crochet. And again, you're going to repeat this all the way across until the end of your row. So again, you're going to skip 2 double crochets, and in that single crochet you're going to make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, skip 2 double crochets, and in the top of that third double crochet make 1 single crochet. Skip 2 double crochets, and in that next single crochet make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now when you get to the last 3 stitches of your row, if you have that stitch marker, it will be a little bit easier to see, but you're going to skip 2 double crochets, and in the top of that chain, you're going to make 1 single crochet. So here is what 2 rows looks like. So row 2 and beyond is going to be the exact same. So what I did is I made 6 rows of white, 6 rows of my first color, which was that robin's egg, 6 rows of white, 6 rows of that second color, 6 rows of white, 6 rows of that third color, 6 rows of white, and 6 rows of that fourth color. So in between, you're always going to have 6 rows of each color, and then I will show you how to get to that middle part. So before I do that, I'm just going to show you how I change colors. So after you do 6 rows of your white, you're going to go ahead and change to your first color, which I use that robin's egg blue color. So this is the last stitch, so this is where you would finish your single crochet. But instead of finishing off with that white, I'm just going to leave a tail, and you would cut this off. And then get your new color and leave a little bit of a tail as well. And all you're going to do is wrap it over your hook and pull through with that new color. And then I just give each color a little bit of a tug. And then I continue with row 3. Or at least row 3 of this little swatch. So then you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, and continue as normal. So again, you're going to make 2 double crochets in that very first stitch. And then you will just continue the pattern as normal. So once you change colors, again, all you're going to do is going to do the same thing that you did before with the new color. So again, I did 6 rows of white, 6 rows of one color, 6 rows of white, 6 rows of another color, and so on. You can always change up the striping pattern if you like and include all one color instead of the different colors if you so choose. So if you look at the blanket again, here is what I'm showing you. So again, you have the 6 rows of the white, 6 rows of the robin's egg, 6 rows of white, and then 6 rows of orchid, and so on. When you get to the middle of the blanket, so after you do your 4th stripe, which is that pink color, I ended up doing 30 rows of white, and this is going to be basically the middle of your blanket. So do 30 rows of white, and then once you get to that last row of the solid white, you're going to go back and just do the colors the same way, but just the opposite. So if you ended with pink, you're going to start with pink on the other side, and then you're going to follow the rest of the pattern. So I did sunshine, orchid, and then that robin's egg blue again. So the pattern is going to look the same on both sides. So let's see if I can show you that middle part of it really fast. Just zoom out a little bit. So this is one side of the blanket where you have all those colors. So you start on this side and then you work those color stripes, and then you have that solid white in the middle, and then you end with that color scheme again, but just going the opposite way. So I hope you enjoy today's tutorial. I did not end up making a border for this blanket. I felt like it didn't really need a border. However, if you do want to add a border, you can definitely do that. I highly recommend a shell stitch border, or if you just want something simple, you can always go around a couple of times with a basic stitch such as a single crochet or a half double crochet. It's really up to you. Again, you can change the colors and the stripes to whatever you would like. You do not have to use Caron Simply Soft Yarn. You can use different yarn if you would like. Just note that if you use different yarn, your size might be a little bit different. As long as you use that chain multiple of 6 plus 1, you should be good to go. So again, this is my striped shell blanket. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Happy crocheting. Bye.